I'm sorry about that. Today we will talk about the 2000s, about the decade in the history of the United States. Many events happened in this decade. Some of them is sad to American people, and the other keep happiness. A lot of problems in that decade happened in the United States, and we will talk about many influential people and what people had preferred in that decade with the clothes and songs and music and movies. Some about the technology that happened in that decade. So the first at the beginning of the 2000s, at 2000, there was the presidential election, the first election of this decade, and the person or the president who won in that election, George W. Bush, the son of Bush, the father, and he is the 43rd president for the United States. He won the election twice, the first one at 2000 and the second one in 2004. And the second important event through the 2000s, the bad news for the American people, was the 2001 September 11th. The 19th terrorists from Al-Qaeda attacked the three places in America, the Trade Center Tower in New York City, and the Pentagon, and the third place, I didn't remember the name. They hijacked 4 planes and attacked these 3 places. And then in 2003, the United States and the United Kingdom and Australia invades the Iraq, just a start of Operation of Freedom, and build a new connection with the new government in Iraq. Then there's another event that was important in that decade. This is there was the first time to legalize same-sex marriage in Massachusetts state. Then in 2005 there were 2 famous events. One of them, the Hurricane Katrina, which happened in 2005, and the other, the civil rights activist Rosa Parks died in 24th of October in 2005, who was one of the protesters with Martin Luther King. And at the end of this decade, the United States presidential election, and the first African American president, who was Barack Obama, won that election. These some pictures of George W. Bush and Barack Obama, and this is the picture relation to the tax of Trade Center Tower, and this is Rosa. She is Rosa Parks, and this is mentioned to the Hurricane Hurricane Katrina. Subsequently, we will talk about some music, let's say famous musicians and singers. singers in this decade, like singers Kelly Clarkson, Rihanna, Beyonce, Britney Spears, Ryan Sabra, Tristiana, Algeria, and some musicians famous in that decade was Annie Lennox, Bon Jovi, Garth Brooks, Gloria Estefan, and there were many of the musicians and singers, but I choose some of them because they are a lot. And then we will talk about the best movies that happened in this decade. British of Caribbean, X-Men, and Iron Man, Spider-Man, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, The Dark Knight. These were some famous movies that started in or showed in the 2000s. And now we will talk about the fashion, what people preferred in that decade, some of the type of clothes that the people preferred in that decade, like low-rise pants, blazers, graphic t-shirts, bare midriffs, tank tops, bell-bottom jeans, skinny jeans, and some colors came back from the decades that happened before, like 80s or 70s, like bell-bottom jeans that happened or appeared in the 70s. And the people preferred leather blazers in that decade, and some colors like ruby or yellow blue for women, and red or black for women or men, and brown, hot pink. These are some colors that people preferred in that decade. And then some influential people or famous people who appeared or focused in that decade, like Oprah. She was a broadcaster and has a TV show that's popular for each American people. And the President Obama, the first African American president who wins in 2008. Mark Zuckerberg, who owns the website of Facebook, and the famous website which happened in the 2000s. And Steve Jobs, who owns the company of Apple, which will be famous in this decade. And then John Cena, Chrysler, each American people know John Cena. And Jon Stewart is a broadcaster, has the TV show, daily TV show with Jon Stewart. Some new words in that decade, like tweet, it's mentioned to a message or comment that in the Twitter website. Google, like a verb, means to search, which we want in the internet, and bylaws, the rescue by the government of companies on the brink of failure, including large players in the banking industry. Supreme, an adjective used to describe a risky or less than ideal loan, mortgage or investment. Weapons, like mass destruction weapons, WMD, south of Iraq, most likely to succeed. One of the events or important events that happened in 2000s, the economic crisis. It was at the end of the 2000s, happened in the Americas, some states like Michigan, some companies lost their business, like Ford and Chevrolet, I think, and other companies lost their businesses because the economic crisis occurred the technology is too fast in that decade because the technology passed the time, and the smart phones and laptops had occurred in that decade, and the difference between these phones and the phones before, the decade before, and these phones we use via the internet, and which have a camera, and the phones that occurred the decades before, they didn't have camera or using the internet. Some websites or important websites like Facebook, Twitter, and we showed the important cameras like Nikon and laptops, and many other technologies. A lot of technologies have been